is your name?
My name is Han Tiberius Solo.
Matt, what are you trying to do? This is Star Wars, not Star Trek. You got the wrong franchise.
I don't know. I thought it'd be funny, because, like, Star Trek and... I'm sorry.
What am I gonna do with you?
Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Matt and Maggie Reviews. I'm Matt.
I'm Maggie.
And today we're going to review...
Solo, a Star Wars story. You didn't like that about the trailer.
It's very true. I did not care for that in the trailer. Just a quick aside, me and Maggie both have been extremely under the weather the past few days, and honestly, we are nowhere close to 100%. But we watched Solo last night, and I've got things to say. So we're going to do one of these reviews. Sound good, Maggie?
Sounds good.
I've got my blue milk ready. This video is going to be separated into 3 sections. The first section is going to be our spoiler-free reacts, much like the videos we do in the car. But today we're going to do it here. The second section is going to be a spoiler-filled look at Solo, a Star Wars story. So when that time comes, we'll be sure and put up spoiler alert.
Yes.
So feel free to watch this, even if you haven't watched Solo up until that point, but we'll make sure that you know to get out of here.
Yeah.
Third part is going to be a look at Star Wars as a whole and how Solo impacts it, where it falls into it, and all that kind of stuff. So let's begin with our spoiler-free reacts. Let's not add anything to that. Like, that's it. Just that. Maybe words, but like no animation.
Spoiler free. Spoiler free.
I like it. We don't have Solo.
Nope.
We don't have Han Solo.
We do not have Solo.
We have Chewie.
We got Chewie. We got Leia.
We don't even have the Millennium Falcon. But we do have the best starship in the galaxy right here.
This is the wrong
The
franchise.
USS Enterprise. So, we went and watched Solo last night. And gotta be honest with you. Going into the movie, I was not expecting much.
We were not thrilled to go see it.
Not at all.
Even though it's directed by Ron Howard.
Who is awesome.
Who's awesome.
He's the narrator of Arrested Development.
Yeah.
That's
Happy
all he's
Days.
known for.
Andy Griffith.
No, just Arrested Development. That's all he's known for. It's crazy. Honestly, it wasn't that I was not looking forward to Solo. It was that I wasn't even thinking about Solo. Like, it wasn't on my radar. With Marvel, Infinity War, and Daredevil, or with Infinity War and...
Yes, Daredevil.
With Infinity War and Deadpool 2, I was excited for those, right? Like, I was counting down the days. Jurassic World's coming out, and I don't care. I'm looking forward to it, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't on my radar at all.
It really wasn't. He was not talking about it
Yeah.
at all in the house. He was more like, well, I guess we'll go watch it.
Yeah, it was one of those that, like...
We're not excited about. Not like how the other past Star Wars movies we've been excited about.
Yeah. I mean, Star Wars has always been an event for us, like just like another Avengers movie or something. I mean, Star Wars is something to get excited about. And Solo I just wasn't at all. So, with that being said, Maggie, what did you think?
I loved it.
Boom.
Matt, what did you think?
I loved it so much. Oh my God.
This
I was not prepared. I was not prepared for this.
At the beginning, I was like, really? They got this guy to be young?
It's true.
Harrison Ford. But as you're watching the movie, you're like, he's got it.
He does. It's almost like Chris Pine is William Shatner.
Yeah.
Like, he's not spending the whole movie doing a Harrison Ford impression.
No.
Like, he is his own Han Solo. But it works. Like, it works. I think it works. It was fun. It was joyful. Like, there was a moment halfway through the movie, no spoilers, halfway through the movie, I look over at Maggie and I say, this is Star Wars. Like, this is Star Wars. And what I meant by that was that this movie recaptured the way I felt when I was a kid and I saw Luke and Han sneak onto the Death Star and save Princess Leia, or the Millennium Falcon trying to navigate the asteroid belt in Empire Strikes Back. Like that's that feeling that I had while watching. I was just like, I was having fun. And that's just something that's been missing from Star Wars. I mean, it was joyful. And, not that every movie has to be happy-go-lucky. I mean, Rogue One was fantastic, and it's a war movie. But this movie really was just awesome. Mm-hmm. And I can't really think of any better way to explain it than that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just good. It was just a good movie. What did you think? What are your thoughts?
Well, what I thought was, I really loved it. And I didn't expect to love it so much. At the beginning, though, I was kind of iffy about it.
Yeah, it takes a minute. Because you don't really know what the tone is.
And also, well, I mean, I never read any of the books.
No,
and I know there's some people that do know where most of, probably half these characters on this table probably came from. And I didn't know that Han started out on that some name of planet. Oh my gosh, I'm getting a little bit too...
No, you're fine. I didn't know his story started off the way it does.
No. While watching Solo, I have fun. Like, you see Han just do his thing, and then the villain pops up, and which is interesting to see, and
I love how you're trying so hard not to be spoilers. No, it's good. It's good. You're trying really hard, and I appreciate that. So let's just go ahead and say, if you're like us and you weren't planning on seeing Solo,
go see it.
Go watch it. It is phenomenal.
And even if you've never watched a Star Wars movie, I think this would be good.
I would say this is a good place to jump in, for sure.
It's kind of like Rogue One. You wouldn't really need to see...
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I would say Solo, short of A New Hope, Solo is the best place to jump into the Star Wars franchise. Sure, there's going to be some things you'll miss, of course. But I feel like Solo does a good enough job of making you care about the people you're watching on screen that the rest of the universe just kind of falls into place. So even if you don't know the history or the future of Han and Chewie or Lando, then I think you would still enjoy seeing these people together for the first time.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say go watch it.
Yes.
I think for some people this will be their favorite Star Wars film. This is definitely on the top of our list, but you'll have to see at the end of this video where we actually put it with everything. So, all that being said, go watch it. That is our spoiler-free part. Now, let's dive into the spoilers.
Spoilers.
Again, we're not going to add any music or anything. That's going to be the whole spoiler.
She is growling at you right now. She's telling you, don't dare watch this without going to watch Solo.
It's true.
Lucy's just forewarned you.
And if you want us to ruin the movie for you before you go watch it, because you're not going to go watch it,
Shame.
All right, here we go. Darth Maul is in this movie.
Holy crap.
That was awesome. I was not prepared for that.
Like, all you see is this hologram. And I was thinking, well, it has to be a Sith Lord. And I was like, I don't know. Couldn't be. No, it has to be a Sith Lord. Because there's only one way a Sith Lord just magically appears. Not in person.
And he had a dark cloak. And
dark cloak.
I noticed the robot legs first.
I didn't notice it.
I noticed the robot legs.
The voice.
And I was sitting there and I was like, okay, so it's someone with robot legs. And I've dabbled in Clone Wars and Rebels, and I've seen an episode here or there. I'm not fully versed in it by any means. Couldn't tell you any of the characters' names at all. Ahsoka, I think is one. I don't know.
Don't hurt yourself.
So I know, right? So my first thought was, well, it's obviously it's a dark side. Obviously, like they're alluding to it, they're hiding it, so it's somebody important, someone that we as the general audience should know. Mm-hmm. And so then I saw the legs, and of course the first place your mind goes to is, hey, this is pre-Empire or pre-Jedi, so it might be Darth Vader, because Darth Vader is just the easy person, right? And so, Darth Vader got his legs and arms chopped off, so it wouldn't be beyond impossible for it to show. But then it's like, we've never seen him that way, so why would we?
And then Kira's just standing there talking to him, and then all of a sudden that freaking hood comes off, and oh my God, it's Darth Maul.
It was so great. And honestly,
the last time we seen him was when Obi-Wan just
cut him in half.
And it falling.
I gotta say, I think general audience, I think this was very smart, because I feel like people that have not watched Star Wars, there's a handful of characters that they will recognize as Star Wars. Darth Vader, the droids, R2-D2, C-3PO, obviously.
Princess
Leia's buns. You put the buns on her. And then I would say Chewbacca, of course. Then I would say Darth Maul. I really feel like the main population, they may not know his name, but
they recognize.
In 1999, when Episode 1 was coming out, that dude was plastered everywhere. I mean, I had a Pizza Hut cup with that dude's head on it, right? And I was like, I don't know, this guy looks like the devil, but he's cool because he has 2-bladed lightsaber, and that's cool. And then we watched the movie, and it was kind of garbage, but it was still awesome because he was really cool.
That was a good fight scene, though.
That was a good fight scene. But, he's in it, and he doesn't say anything for 4 hours. And
he smiles.
Instead,
with
we
his
see the Senate
teeth.
trade people. And
his pointy teeth.
Yeah. And he had the horns and stuff. And it was
I always thought his face was
I was always confused if it was, body paint, supposed to be, war paint, or if that's how his, flesh was.
I think it's his skin. Person plays Vision. What was his name?
In Solo, I have no idea. Paul Bettany.
Drayden or Draken. Drayden Draken, whoever. You'll notice he's got these freaking scars all over him.
Yeah.
And then I noticed, towards the end of the movie, when they're fighting each other, that the only time that the things that he grabs, those little
the
blade
red ones,
things,
yeah,
they turn red.
Double-sided.
And also his eyes turn red, and the more angry he gets. So I believe he was slowly becoming a Sith Lord himself. Or he was already.
Maybe not Sith Lord, but maybe, I don't know. I feel like we're not well versed enough to make this call.
That's my prediction.
Maybe he's turning, no, he's not a Sith Lord. Maybe, because he doesn't have Force powers. Maybe he's one of the race of Darth Maul. And I'm not wearing my ring. Awful. Maybe he's one of the race of Darth Maul and, he was hiding it because he had the scars. Maybe that was his, red flame scars. I don't know. But, nevertheless, that was a cool scene. All right, now the big spoilers out of the way. Here's the thing about Solo. That was a very cool scene. That did not make or break the movie for me.
Nope.
That scene could have not been in it, and I still would have loved this movie so much. Han Solo, although the way he gets his name is dumb. It's kind of dumb. I mean, it's whatever. I don't care. But that, nevertheless, being said, seeing his journey and how he goes from being optimistic and happy to this, guy that only believes in himself. He only cares about himself. He's a scruffy-looking nerf herder, And it makes sense. It's not like the prequels where we see Anakin. He's like, I hate sand. I'm Darth Vader. It actually makes sense in this movie because the whole time I'm watching it and he's got this girlfriend in it. And she's not really his girlfriend, but he leaves and he escapes this planet that he's a slave-ish on. And she has to stay. So he's spending the next 3 years trying to get back there. And so then he sees her again and it turns out she's actually part of this thing. And so the whole time I'm like, okay, either she dies or she turns on him. And that's got to be what happens, right? And, I'm watching the whole movie and she never makes the turn. And so I'm like, well, what? you know, like, I get she could die, but I still feel like that's not enough to make him bitter. You know, like, that would make him unhappy, but he wouldn't be
Bitter.
he wouldn't be looking out for number one, you know? And so her turn at the end, where she takes over the reign of this, you know...
Draken.
Well, yeah, but, I mean, their group,
Draken's from Kim Possible.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Dragon.
But the fact that she makes her turn and to become the leader of this, you know, bad organization, it was just so well done. And, like, it made sense, like, going back, thinking about it, how she acted the whole movie. It makes sense. She was playing everybody. She's almost like Catwoman, you know, or like Benjamin Linus. Like, she's just methodical and you don't realize that what she's doing until she does it, right? I thought everybody was awesome in it. Obviously, freaking Donald Glover as Lando.
Lando needs his own movie.
Just as great as I expected it to be. Like, I expected great things. That was the only real reason I ever wanted to go watch this movie when I did think about wanting to go watch it, was Lando. And I gotta be honest, it was perfect. It was great. It was better than I expected. What do you think?
Well, it really... Because I remember watching the original trilogy as a kid, and I'm like, what's up with Lando? He looks like a cool guy. Why is him and Han, you know, and then you see it.
Yeah.
And you understand why they despise each other in some way.
They tolerate each other. They love each other. I feel like they have a love-hate relationship in that they hate each other, but they really admire each other. Like, they both of them can do things that the other one can't do and can do it much better. Right? Like, Han, I feel like, maybe I'm crazy, Han's a better pilot than Lando, but Lando is a better smooth talker than Han. Like, Han can't talk his way into anything.
No.
And I think that's kind of how their relationship plays. And honestly, I wasn't expecting him to show any kind of deeper character, but when his robot dies, like, man, it's sad. Like, and you could tell he loved her. He loved her.
Which L3 did say he was in love with her. So
It's true. It was great. It was great. And
L3 was great too.
Woody Harrelson was awesome in it. I thought
yeah.
he did really good. He was like the prototype. He was like Han Prime, right? Like, he was what Han tries to emulate and become. And that was cool. Seeing, like, where he, you know, I mean, was it lazy? I don't think so. I think it worked. But I thought it was really cool. The only thing that didn't really work for me, and, you know, maybe, I don't know, I don't think I caught it. I don't think I got it when I was watching it. Was the Ravengers? Is that what they're called?
Oh, the pirates?
Yeah. I didn't get it. Like, I got it. I got what they were saying, but I didn't get it.
You didn't get what they were doing?
I don't know why we care.
I think they have to, which you know this too, I know you know it. They have to set up, they have to leave a place where you think, hey, there's going to be more. Which they've already said there's going to be more.
I know.
But I think in a way they're trying to set up more of the rebellion in the background.
I know, and that's my only issue, is Han Solo doesn't need the rebellion. Like, I get it. There's, you know, the big canvas picture of Star Wars is this galaxy at war with itself, right? I get it. But if we're going to make these movies, if we're going to make these standalone movies, we have to be okay with not touching the big picture, right? Like Incredible Hulk. Maybe that's a bad example. Because it didn't touch the big picture, but it wasn't great.
I think they had to tie in quote unquote rebels because of Paul Bettany's peeps.
I know. I'm just saying.
They had to.
I don't think they did. Because, I don't know, it's just like, we have these characters, and I get it, and they show up, and they foil the plans, and their plot device, I get it. And then it turns out, oh, this is actually kind of the beginning of the rebellion from A New Hope that pops up, and that leads into Rogue One. Like, I understand all that. I just don't think Han Solo needed it. Like, I don't know. It just felt like they could have been anybody. And it would have been fine. Like, they could have just been, we hate these people. Not because we're going to start the rebellion and the Galactic Empire is bad, but because we don't like them, And, like, that's just Han playing all the sides against each other. I would actually prefer Han's story to stay with, like, the Hutts and all the other gangster families and be like a mafia movie almost, And just stay away from the rebel. Like, that can be happening in the big picture, but I don't want to see it. I want to stay focused. It's almost like Cloverfield. Huge, terrible thing happening, but we're focused on these 3, 4 little people in this movie, and it's great. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I didn't dislike it. I just thought it didn't work for me.
They had to create another conflict at the end in order for that plan to panned out.
I'm not saying that they had to change the way the movie worked. I'm saying that they didn't have to be the beginning of the Rebels. That's what I'm saying. Agree to disagree. Okay, I'll stop.
Stop fussing about it.
I'm not fussing about it. I loved it. How many more times am I going to say I love it? But I can love something and know that it has flaws. Listen, I've been living with Star Trek my whole life. And I will not lie to all of you people and say Star Trek Beyond is the greatest movie of all time. It is not, okay? Han Solo, a Star Wars story.
Generations is.
Generations? Really? Of all the movies you could have said, Generations. It was weird seeing other Chewbacca's.
Yeah.
They looked weird.
Apparently, they're friendly towards any Wookiee.
Yeah.
Which is understandable because I think they're all
like
family.
Endangered. Yeah.
Also, we found out how old he is.
They looked weird in the face.
Yeah, they made their faces a little bit different.
I wonder how Chewbacca got from Kashyyyk sending Yoda off in a blaze of glory to being a prisoner. Like, what happened to Tarful? That's the other Wookiee from episode 3. They're like, bye Yoda, hope you find your dad. That's it.
Oh, apparently Han can speak Wookiee.
Which makes sense, because he can understand him. That makes sense.
I just like when Chewie just stops and looks at him. And he said, yeah, I can speak a little bit.
Really didn't expect really didn't expect Chewbacca in that scene. Like, I was expecting a Rancor.
I thought it was going to be a big old monster just come up and just...
Yeah, I wasn't expecting Chewbacca. That was crazy. So, yeah, I know we're talking spoilers. I think we covered pretty much all we wanted to, but it was awesome. I don't have anything else to say. I can see where they would go with another one, and I would gladly go watch another one of these.
Yeah, he's going to go find Jabba the Hutt.
Which would be really cool.
I kind of want to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. They've talked about having 3 of these, so I'm down. But now we're going to talk about where Solo kind of fits into the rest of the Star Wars universe as far as we're concerned.
Star Wars universe. Star Wars universe. Star Wars universe.
All right. This may be blasphemous.
Oh, Lord, what was my ears about to hear?
Solo Star Wars story.
Everybody take a deep breath at home.
Is at least in the top 5 Star Wars films of all time. At least. I would almost make the argument for top 3. I'm this close to making the argument for top 3. Because here's my thing. And we'll just separate them. We'll just separate them out here. I think we can all agree. 1, 2, 3. 6, and 8 are going to go in the bottom half. Okay? Bottom half. Top half is going to be 4, 5, 7, Rogue One, and Solo. I think those 5 movies are better than 8, at the very least. Argument could be made for 3 being better. I like the Jedi. There's too many of these friggin' movies. Like, the names, that, like, especially since they put in The Last Jedi and there's Return of the Jedi, it gets too confusing. I could definitely say Return of the Jedi is awesome, of course. It's my least favorite of the original 3. Mm-hmm. And I love 7. Like, The Force Awakens is fantastic.
That's why we have so many pops of it.
Yeah. And Rogue One is fantastic. It's phenomenal. Mm-hmm. I mean, that movie's just amazing. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like Solo is better than 6. And that's the only other one that I would consider putting in the top 5. Let's break this down. We went and watched The Last Jedi.
Yep.
We watched it. While we were watching it, we enjoyed ourselves.
Yep.
Spoilers for The Last Jedi. Yoda pops up as a puppet. Phenomenal. I loved the Rey and Luke and Kylo stuff. I thought that was fantastic. Didn't care for Luke drinking the blue milk from that alien's thing. Didn't care for that scene at all. Not at all did I care about that.
Didn't care for casino night.
No, that whole thing with Finn and the horses on the casino planet, like, that was straight out of a prequel movie. I mean, that was garbage. I felt like I was watching Attack of the Clones again. And then the slowest car chase in galactic history. Like, you're telling me neither one of them can speed up just 10 miles. Just 10 miles. Like, none of them. They're just like, they're too far. They're too far. You're a freaking entire Empire armada. Shit. And you can't speed up 1 mile faster. Nor can you send smaller ships to try and do anything. I don't know. I thought it was stupid. I thought that was stupid. So there's 3 plots in this movie. 2 of them are garbage. So that only leaves 1. And the 1 wraps up in just a crappy way. Like, I'm totally down with Rey and Kylo being like, you know what? Screw everything. We're done.
BFFs.
Yeah. Let's be friends and forget what the dark side tried to tell us. Forget what the light side tried to tell us. Siths, Jedis, who cares? We're going off. We're doing this thing on our own. And they grab hands and they just leave. They just leave the movie.
And kiss.
And we don't know what happens. That would have been great. But instead, they destroy Snoke, and then he's like, now you can join me, and together we can rule. And it's like, God, you're not Darth Vader. And I've already seen this. I've seen this 8 other times. I don't want this anymore. I get it. I get Star Wars is based off of the Rebellion versus the Empire. I get it. I understand that. But that doesn't mean that's all you can do. That's not the only story you can tell. That's like saying the only Batman story you can tell has to have the Joker in it. Like, that's not true. You talk for a little bit.
Shit.
Oh my God. We've been watching way too much Arrested Development.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I would put Solo and all the Star Wars group in my favorite 5.
Top 5.
For me.
Yeah. What else would fill out your top 5?
I've got to think.
Yeah, 1 through 8 and Rogue One.
Rogue One.
Okay. So at least 3 movies.
Let's
7.
see. Seven. What was the name of Seven?
The Force Awakens.
Force Awakens.
Yeah.
So,
Would you put 7 there?
Yes. Okay. I put it there. I'm not putting these in no particular order.
Right, of course.
So Solo, Rogue One, Force Awakens, Return of the Jedi.
Really? Return of the Jedi over Empire?
God, it's been so long since I've watched those.
Empire Strikes Back has Hoth and Boba Fett and Cloud City and Yoda.
I'm sorry, Star Wars people. I'm awful.
What?
But I can't remember.
Oh, that's fine. We're sick. Like, it's fine. We haven't watched these in like a few years at the very least.
I would say. Oh,
I feel like A New Hope has to be in there.
Yeah, New Hope.
I
don't know.
I really
There's
liked
so many. I like the first 3, not
the prequels. You like the prequels, or you like the original trilogy?
the original trilogy.
I liked Episode 3. I thought Revenge of the Sith was good.
Revenge of
Maybe
the
I'm
Sith was
crazy.
good.
Maybe it's just because I was beat down after 1 and 2 that I was like, "This is good, right?"
I just remember
This
going to
is
Tinseltown
good.
and watching Phantom Menace.
Here's the thing: a bad Star Wars movie isn't a bad movie. Like, as much as I complain about The Last Jedi, I still enjoyed it. Like, I mean, we still had fun. I don't regret going. And when it's, $8 to $12 on Black Friday, I'm going to buy it on Blu-ray. I won't pay full price for it, but I will buy it. The thing that Solo showed me was that Star Wars, not with 7. 7 did good. 7 did it right. But with Rogue One, which I love, but with Rogue One followed by The Last Jedi, it's been 2 movies back to back that are pretty dire. And the only hopeful joyfulness that you can have in 8 was at the Casino City, and that just wasn't good. Mm-hmm. I don't know, maybe, look, like I said, this could be blasphemous. I'm not a diehard Star Wars fan. I don't have to have lightsabers and Sith Lords to enjoy a Star Wars movie. Like, just give me a good movie. And Rogue One was phenomenal. And Solo was fantastic, It reminded me of Firefly. Like, it reminded me of, like, probably what a Cowboy Bebop movie would be like,
Possibly.
Like, it was good. And it did all this, told a great story, had a lot of character development, while being joyful. There was no part of that movie that I stopped smiling. I mean, and especially the scene with the giant space monster tentacle thing in the clouds was ridiculous, but I loved it. I thought it was great. So I would definitely put this easily top 5, if not even maybe top 3. I would say, again, blasphemy, but I'd probably say I liked it better than A New Hope. And that's just me. I loved Empire Strikes Back. First time I watched Empire Strikes Back, I was older. I was like 16 the first time I saw it. And of course, growing up a nerd, I'd heard all about everything. I already knew, Luke, I am your father, and no, it can't be true. I already knew all that. I knew Yoda. I knew all that crap. But the first time I actually watched it, I put my DVD in, and there was just this sense of wonder when they're on Hoth and Han is talking to Chewie trying to get off the planet and Leia's trying to play coy, right? And then they go one way and Luke goes another, and then they end up they're on the run and like, this big space battle and like search and destroy mission is going on, but you're just seeing these characters talk to each other. Mm-hmm. And like that was just so good. I was in love. I liked A New Hope. Like, I appreciated it for what it was. Same way I appreciate Planet of the Apes for what it was, or Alien for what it was. But Empire, I didn't have to appreciate it. It was like Back to the Future. It was just good on every level. And that's what this reminded me of. When I watched Solo last night, it was like I was watching Empire the first time. And that's not something that they capture easily. You know? Like I was a kid again. I had no bills. And I had no worries. And I didn't have to work. And
Those were
I was
days.
I was just watching Han Solo and Chewbacca go on another wild space adventure. And it was great. And that's why this movie's awesome. Well, this is really pretty much all we wanted to say. We just wanted to pretty much get the word out on how good it was. We know a lot of people probably felt like us and just wasn't really expecting much out of it.
It's good. It's got a really good story to it. And if you really love Han and Chewie, you really get to see them become the dynamic that we all love.
Yeah. It's really cool. It was really good. I would stick around with this Han Solo, this new actor, for as long as he wants to do it. He was fantastic.
Oh, yeah. He shows up at the end of it in that black shirt that Han wears. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, I can see it now. He just needs to get a tan because whenever Harrison Ford did Star Wars, he's also doing Indiana
Jones, yeah. That's
so
true.
he needs to get a tan in the next one.
God. Yeah. I will say, the war scene at the very beginning, I would watch that. Like, you can give me Saving Private Jedi. Like, I'll watch it. I don't care. Saving Private Jedi. Where is that film? Disney, give me $1 billion just for coming up with that name. $1 billion. Saving Private Jedi.
They're not going to give you a thing. They're just going to take it.
That's true. Well, I think we've given them $1 billion. All right. So, that's what we thought, but what did you think? Leave us a comment down below, whether this is on Facebook or YouTube, and let us know, did you like Han Solo, A Star Wars Story? I keep calling it Han Solo instead of just Solo, but I'm going to keep going because that's what I do. So leave us a comment down below with what you thought about the movie. Do you plan on watching the movie if you haven't seen it already? Did what we say make you not want to see it or make you do want to see it? If you hate our guts for how we describe the other Star Wars movies, leave us a comment and let us know. If you have any questions about any of the stuff we talked about today or any of our previous videos, feel free to let us know and we'll be sure and cover it in the next video.
Please subscribe and click on that bell so you can keep on getting notifications when we post a new video up. And also you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
Boom. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We're wherever you want to be. We'll go wherever you want to go. Why? Because we're Han Solo. I'm riding solo. Riding solo. I'm riding solo. I'm riding solo. But definitely, if you're watching this on Facebook and you made it this far, go to our YouTube page and hit subscribe. It makes us feel good. And hey, don't be shy. Feel free to like this video. Feel free to share it. If you didn't like it, share it with all your friends. Be like, these people are idiots. And let them see it because, show them how big of idiots we are.
We're blasphemous.
Yeah.
Well, he is.
And if you did like it, share it again anyway so that people can be like, hey, I really like this. There you go. All right. I think that's all we got to say. So, as always, thanks for watching and have a hopefully awesome day.
Have a marvelous day.
Stop saying that. Why? We're not even doing a Marvel movie this time.
Wait. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again.
Thanks for watching and have a hopefully awesome day.
Have a wonderful George Lucas day.